floor.
You're upset things are
No,
going.
I think we're all ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Born ready.
Steak.
Erica, if those doors can be closed, would you close them, please, honey? You wouldn't believe the movies and pictures we've got of this living room with that door hanging wide open.
Sounds like my house.
Shut the closet doors.
Annette, do you have a purse or something down here?
Well.
A copy of.
Welcome everyone to the 2016-2017 Shackman Family Christmas Variety Show. Yes. We're also glad you could make it. Sorry for the slow beginning, but this year I think we're going to be amazed. So, starting up, we have the Henderson family doing How Could I Have Known?
All right. Well, it was just about a week ago that Grammy specifically requested that we sing Mary Did You Know? So Laura and I will be doing a duet for that. And the background music that you'll hear was me playing the piano. So that's one talent we can't display here, but we did record it and we'll sing to that. But in order to utilize our children and our dramatic artiste extraordinaire here, we have constructed a narrative drama that will utilize our drama team. Raise your hand if you're on the drama team. Where's Franklin? He's over here hiding.
I'm going to be in some part.
He'll be in some parts. And Edward will be holding up some story references as we go along. I will be pretending to be a Jewish man in his 40s named Cleopas. He's a real guy in the Bible. He has just witnessed something extraordinary a few days after the death of Jesus. However, since this is a Christmas story, be looking for the tie back to Jesus' birth. Okay? This man has excitedly arrived at a friend's house. We're pretending we're in the house, and you all are the Jewish friends whom he's now telling his story to. Edward is holding up the cards. The drama team is reacting to different parts as we go along. All right? Drama team ready?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Please forgive me. I know it's getting late, but I just have to share with you what happened to me today. A friend and I left Jerusalem on our way to Emmaus this morning, and we were talking about everything that had happened lately.
The clown with the red nose.
All right. So Jesus was arrested. There was a trial. Then he was crucified. And the earthquake and darkness that afternoon, so much craziness. We were pretty shaken up by it all. And then, this very morning, some women came and told us that Jesus' body was gone from the tomb, and that angels had told them he was alive. Some others went and confirmed the tomb was empty, but they didn't see Jesus alive or anything else.
I found somebody. Oh no.
My friend and I had seen a lot of Jesus these past 3 years, much witnessed by our very own eyes. He had given sight to the blind. He had healed those who couldn't walk. He calmed the storm with his words.
Calm down. Not a storm.
He walked on water and even raised people from the dead. Okay. But now Jesus himself was dead. Or was he? We had thought he would save us from Rome, that as God's mighty prophet, he would make Israel great again. He was the Messiah, right? Instead, we were overcome by our sadness and grief and didn't know what to think of what the ladies had just reported. Well, at some point along the way, a stranger joined us on the road. He asked us why we were so sad. We told him, and then he responded by calling us foolish and saying we should have believed the prophets. That seemed a bit harsh at first, but then he told us story after story after story, showing how the writings of Moses and the prophets predicted Jesus' coming as the Messiah, and that he must suffer as a servant before he reigns as king. How his stories explain the meaning of the scriptures was mind-blowing. He really opened up our eyes. But here's the best part. After convincing the stranger to stay the night with us since it was so late, we arrived in Emmaus and prepared to eat the evening meal together. This man takes the bread, blesses it, breaks it, and hands us the pieces. And as he does, we realized who he was. It was Jesus. And then he disappeared before our eyes. And in that moment, I remembered the event that started all of this. How could I have known that that night, almost 34 years ago now, would lead to this night? You see, I was there in Bethlehem when Jesus was born. I was a young teenager, legally an adult, but still very much a child. My family had just arrived to be counted in the census. I remember it like it was yesterday. The whole village had an unusual energy and atmosphere to it. It was bursting at the seams from all the people who were there in Bethlehem. We had been enjoying catching up with several relatives, and I had finally gotten to sleep after a very long day, when suddenly I was awakened by shouting outside. For some reason, I could tell it wasn't Roman soldiers causing trouble. I jumped up and ran outside with my dad, only to find a group of dirty, snaggle-toothed, smelly, uneducated, good-for-nothing shepherds who were creating a huge ruckus, basically waking up the entire town. I remember standing there, watching and listening, taking in everything happening around me. One of the shepherds saw us and came over to us. This shepherd's face, how would I describe it? Open, alive, focused, happy. You could tell that something amazing had happened to him. His eyes were bright and alert, and his expression showed pure joy. This shepherd excitedly explained to my dad about seeing and hearing angels, how at first he had fallen down on his face in terror at the brightness and heaviness of power he felt all around him. The angels told him the Messiah had come, that he had just been born in Bethlehem. The shepherd told us he had seen thousands and thousands of angels, all of them praising God and celebrating the coming of the Savior who would save us all. So he and the other shepherds had raced to Bethlehem to look for him, and they found him. All right. My dad and I stood there dumbfounded. This despised group of hired nobodies had seen the armies of heaven and found the baby who was the Savior that had been promised for thousands of years. At that time, I couldn't believe it. Couldn't grasp the significance of what was happening. How could I have known what was to come years later? How could I have known that his birth would lead to everything that followed? And that concludes our narrative drama.
Good job, kids and Michael. Thank you. Awesome! Is it your turn?
We're going to sing next.
Yeah. Can you kind of look at that? Hey. He's gonna read it. Hey, Franklin. Yeah. Oh, Mary, did you
The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of the
Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation?
Mary, did you know that your baby boy will one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy was heaven's perfect lamb?
And the sleeping child you're holding is the great I am. Oh, Mary, did you know? Mary, did you
Next up, somebody I don't know.
Somebody put back for you to follow.
Someone? Yeah, I had to say that. I'm a drama boy. Good job, drama team. Yep, drama team. I'm gonna be up after Can I look at it, Tegan? I'm gonna be up after. Yeah, there you are. Oh no, it's from Mr. I don't know. What are they gonna do?
All right, well, we've had a request from Dawn here to do Rocky Top. So that's what we're going to do.
Do I need to get in the way of your... No, I can't. I gotta...
Okay.
I gotta see. What are we doing?
Rocky
Key?
Top.
Key? Wish that I was on old Rocky Top down in the Tennessee hills. Ain't no smoggy smoke on Rocky Top, ain't no telephone bills. Once I had a girl on Rocky Top, half berry, other half cat. Wild as mink and sweet as soda pop, I still dream about that. Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee. Once two strangers climbed old Rocky Top, looking for a moonshine still. Strangers ain't come down from Rocky Top, reckon they never will. Corn won't grow at all on Rocky Top, dirt's too rocky by far. That's why all the folks on Rocky Top get their corn from a jar. Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home Rocky Top, Tennessee.
All right, coming up next, Annette is going to enlighten us with a little Sweet Low Sweet Chariot.
And you,
Well, sweet and low for the rest of us.
disclaimer up front, I've just been doing this since July and I haven't had much practice, so.
Who's next?
Hang on, she's coming.
Sure, I'll set you.
That's good. No. Can you stand beside me?
Can you see
I
okay?
will.
Can you
I'll
see
turn the
okay?
page.
Pretend like
Yeah.
unnecessarily, because it's only one page.
This is your first year at ukulele,
It's my
right?
first year, my first professional performance. I'm so nervous.
We are honored.
I'm very nervous. Okay. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. Sometimes I'm up and sometimes I'm down, coming for to carry me home. But still my soul feels heavenly bound, coming for to carry me home. The brightest day that I can say, coming for to carry me home. When Jesus washed my sins away, coming for to carry me home. If I get there before you do, coming for to carry me home. I'll cut a hole and pull you through, coming for to carry me home. If you get there before I do, coming for to carry me home. Tell all my friends I'm coming too, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
Wow, I think we were all touched by that. That was good. Well, coming up, we have a reading by Tegan. It's going to be reading The Night Before Christmas. Would you like to share?
Favorite story.
Go, Tegan.
The night before Christmas. So was the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were all snug in their, all nestled, and all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, and just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn, there arose such a clatter. I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew, like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast, whatever, of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes did appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little driver so lively and quick. I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, now Comet on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop, the choruses they flew, with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof a prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry, his droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed, like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings in turn with a jerk, and laid his finger aside his nose, giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Good job.
Thank you.
Well, what can be said about that? That was great. Jacob and I are going to do a...
Wait.
Oh,
No, go.
yeah. I heard it was out. This is
Daddy,
great.
come on.
This is great. Come on in.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Daryl,
Just telling jokes.
telling some jokes.
I had something else planned. plan, but I couldn't do it in time, so I'm just gonna be the comic relief. That would show, give everybody a little chance to breathe and stuff like that. All right, so everybody help me out here. Why does Santa have 3 gardens?
I don't know.
So he can ho, ho, ho. What do you get when Santa goes down a chimney that is lit?
It's fine.
Oh, no.
A Kris Kringle. What do snowmen eat for lunch?
I don't know. Snowballs?
No.
Icebergers.
Oh my
Which of Santa's reindeer has bad manners?
god. Comet?
Rudolph.
What? That's it.
What is the first thing elves learn in school?
To make toys?
The alphabet. All right. What do you call Santa Claus when he doesn't move?
Santa Claus.
Hey, good. Yeah.
Santa Paws.
Why is it always cold at Christmas? Because it's December. What's Santa's favorite candy?
I don't know what food candy.
Jolly
Jolly Rancher.
Jolly Ranchers. Good job.
Ranchers.
What's red, white, red, white, red, white?
Santa rolling down a hill.
Yep.
You've heard these before.
Maybe that one.
What did the cow get for Christmas?
Turn off Google.
A movie.
That's awesome. That's good. But the answer we're looking for is a calculator. What did the gingerbread man put on his bed? A cookie sheet. And last but not least, what do you call a snowman in the summer?
Water.
A puddle.
This is what a wonderful night. Thank you for everybody doing your stuff.
Hey, Miss.
So now, Jacob
Miss.
and I are going to do a low brass duet.
Where's Miss?
I'm sorry.
Where's Miss?
Missy? I don't know where Missy is.
Oh, he's going that way.
I think she's in the kitchen.
What's that little thing for?
Do we need to stop for a second?
Hey, Andy, hold on a second.
Yeah.
We're having
No, that's okay.
technical difficulties.
No, that's okay.
You wanna
No.
I don't know what that's
It's
for.
okay, go ahead.
What's this list? All right, we'll just do this. We'll do it both. We'll start.
I warn you, I don't pass this on.
Are we good? Cameras rolling?
Yep.
All right. Here we go. Good King Wenceslas. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 1. That's it. Thank you very much. That's all right, bro. All right, coming up next, I think you're all going to like this a whole lot. We're going to get a snowflake tutorial with some homemade cookies. Put your hands together.
Should we pass
Are we
out some
allowed to eat them?
napkins? Thank you.
Are we allowed to eat them
Yeah,
during the performance?
We're gonna pass this to them.
That's a good
We're gonna pass
question.
out some napkins.
Are we gonna need these
Don't
later?
eat them yet,
Edward,
guys.
Franklin, wait.
Don't get the sprinkles
Thank you,
everywhere.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is this a sanctioned event?
Yeah, thank you.
Can you spread it out?
Thank you.
Hey boys, my boys. Can you use your napkin, catch your crumbs?
Yep.
Okay,
Are you eating?
just a minute.
Here, Tegan.
I bet sarcasm.
I've got one, thank you. You've been fed.
You go over your napkin, catch your crumbs.
Andrew, while we're waiting, I don't want my instruments, but can you go the can't do it with that?
No, not good.
Oh, he can.
Oh.
He just won't.
That's the paid, ticketed version of the
Does anybody else need a napkin? You good?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you critiquing me?
But I'm doing a booklet.
Okay, Lily's going to show you how to do a snowflake. First, you fold it into a triangle. Okay, and then you cut the end off.
To not use up your paper.
Fold it again in a triangle. And then one more time. And then you go around the edges and cut little shapes out.
Daddy, come here.
This is you.
And then you open it up and see what you've got. And there's your snowflake.
Nice.
And then, while me and Lily were doing this, she thought, hey, let's not waste paper. So she thought of something really cool. You fold it up into a little square, the remaining pieces of paper.
4 times.
4 times.
Then cut the edges off.
Cut the edges and the ends. Okay. One of the ends. And you've got a little book.
What do you say, Betty?
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lily!
Lily,
Hey,
Lily
hey,
knows how to
hey,
make
hey.
snowflakes.
couldn't stop.
When something pops into his
All
little head,
right.
keep on twisting.
Well, I think we have an extra special treat tonight. First off, there's a typo in the program. It says that Annette and Andrew will be doing This Land Is Your Land. But it's going to be Annette and Dawn. Oh, yeah.
It's not a typo, it was a,
Well,
it was a slight,
Change in plan.
change in plan, yeah. stand over here. And you can lower that from the chair. That's good. Ooh. Let's look at this. Sorry, folks.
Billy, did you make these cookies?
What?
Did you make these cookies? Good.
Very yummy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.